What is up, everybody? Eric here from That's Wrestling. Thanks for tuning in this evening, and hopefully everything is all right, because it looks like... let's try this again. All right, looks like we're good now. All right. This is going to be just a horrible stream. What's up, everybody? Eric here from That's Wrestling. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Just a few announcements. If you would like to be a co-host on this show, you can get a hold of me, Eric, at that'swrestling.com, either for AEW, New Japan, or both, or you just want to fill in once in a while, that's fine. Just shoot me an email, Eric at that'swrestling.com. Also, you can send me an email if you'd like to send comments, question, feedback, mailbag, all that fun stuff, Eric at that'swrestling.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can get this as a podcast as well, in all your favorite podcast apps. If you can't get in your favorite podcast app, shoot me an email and I will get that added to whatever app you are using, or you can head over to that'swrestling.com and pick up the RSS feed over there. If you are listening to this as a podcast and you'd like to see this show live and participate in the chat, head over to YouTube and check out the That's Wrestling YouTube channel. You can also find the link in the show notes as well. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will get notified when I go live. I have been doing the AEW Dynamite review live on Thursdays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And then New Japan stuff I pretty much do whenever it's relevant for me to do New Japan stuff. So today we're going to be talking about New Japan and their current, where we are currently nearing the end of January here, and the 2020 outlook over the next week or so. So the biggest thing is, now that WrestleKingdom is in the bag, we had New Year's Dash the day after, and out of it came a few things. The matches, it wasn't as exciting of a New Year's Dash as previous years. It was in a different venue. It was not in Kurikan Hall like it normally is. So that was different, but all in all, there wasn't a whole lot that came out of it as far as excitement goes, though it did set up various feuds and title matches that are coming up that weren't already kind of proposed or you kind of saw coming with the outcome of WrestleKingdom. So the biggest thing, Juice Robinson and David Finlay ended up being challenged by Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi for the tag titles. They had a 4-on-4 match, and they had a 4-on-4 match, I believe, at that show. And just at the end of it, Kota Ibushi and Tanahashi challenged FinJuice for a title match. So there is no date, though there is a future title defense, but it's against GOD, and we will talk about that in a little bit. Also, Shingo Takagi has challenged Goto for the Never Openweight Championship title, and that is actually going to be happening at New Beginning in Sapporo on February 1st, 2020. And then coming up, there's also Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. will be fighting for the British heavyweight title for Rev Pro on, I believe it's also in Sapporo, but it's the next day, the 2nd of February. Also, what's come out of this, it looks like Tai Chi has an issue with Okada these days. So it looks like they're going to be having a feud, and possibly it looks like they're going to work on elevating Tai Chi. So I've been saying for a little while, I mean, he's great in the ring. I think he needs to get rid of his kind of faux singing gimmick. I think he needs to start to put on a more serious face. I just don't think, because it's too tongue-in-cheek. Everybody knows he is lip syncing, and it's just kind of it's a mid-card gimmick. So I think he really needs to put on a more serious face. At the end of their match, Tai Chi did use the steel fingers or glove from now I'm totally forgetting the guy who retired. But anyways, he used the steel glove on Okada after that match. So definitely their feud is heating up. Also, Moxley decided to come down to the ring. So Jon Moxley came down to the ring after a Suzuki-gun match with Minoru Suzuki still in the ring. They got into the ring together, and then they exchanged strikes, and Jon Moxley gave Suzuki a Death Rider or a Paradigm Shift, depending which promotion you're talking about. In this case, it's called the Death Rider, making up for getting the Gotch Pile Driver the night before, of night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, after his match with Juice Robinson for the U.S. Championship. Moxley yelled in the camera afterwards, or he actually yelled at Suzuki at one point, saying that to never step on his territory again, and then yelling into the camera later, he said that if he F's with him, that's what he's gonna get. So that is kind of the biggest thing. I'm really looking forward to that match for Jon Moxley versus Suzuki. Hopefully they don't kill each other, but it's going to be a hard-hitting match, I believe, in that one. And they have been building this up for a little while now, since before Wrestle Kingdom. So, and then, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it was right at Wrestle Kingdom. Man, I am so far. It's been 2 weeks, 2 or 3, almost 3 weeks now since Wrestle Kingdom. So I think it's a longer time span than it has been. But no, so at Wrestle Kingdom, Suzuki came out to basically challenge or step on Jon Moxley's territory and gave him the Gotch Pile Driver. So the kind of the lead into that is really all that happened since Wrestle Kingdom, and now we're at January 23rd. Tomorrow starts the New Beginnings tour in both Japan and in the US. So there is a tour happening in the U.S. from New Japan, and I have no idea what they're doing. How they have this set up, it really makes no sense, because they're running both they're both running New Beginnings shows in both Japan and the U.S. at the same time. And basically, I don't know what they're thinking trying to do these. I mean, they're basically house shows, and I don't know why they would bother coming to the U.S. to do these house shows, especially when they're not even going to have any huge stars. So they're doing 5 shows in the U.S. January 24th, so tomorrow, the 26th, 27th, 30th, and February 1st. But February 1st is the only show that has a serious match on it. The rest are just house show matches. And the biggest thing about this is that they are not. So, run and repeat. In the U.S., they will not have Okada, Naito, Sonata, Ospreay, Evil, Ishimori, Yo and Sho, Suzuki, Shingo Takagi, Bushi, Ishii, Zack Sabre Jr., Robbie Eagles, Kenta, or Jay White. I mean, we're talking about the biggest stars that they have are not going to be in the U.S. What the U.S. will have is Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi. But really, for the most part, that is it. That is the highest level guys that they're going to have over here. The rest, why? Why would they even bother having these shows? Somebody over there clearly does not understand the U.S. market and how it's going to work, because the show for tomorrow, I checked yesterday and it looked like it was not very full at all. And they're obviously having problems selling tickets, and it's probably because the lineup is just so weak, and it's just a house show. There's nothing important happening. I'm gonna log in right now while I'm recording this and check Buy on Map. So they're going to, I think it's just called the Coliseum or something like that in Tampa, and I'm looking, and they still have like 10 ringside seats, first row for sale, and they have probably half the tickets not sold, and this is happening tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, this show is happening, or actually in 24 hours because it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, which is a little late for a wrestling show to start on the East Coast, but it is a Friday, so I guess that's all right. But half the tickets are not sold, and this thing is probably only set up for like 1,000 people. So they are seriously overestimating what they can do with a weak house show, especially in Tampa. Tampa is not a wrestling-centric town. They did okay in Boston. They'll do okay in New York, and they'll do good in Chicago. But Tampa is not a wrestling town. I don't know what made them think to even bother going there. That just makes completely no sense. Then they're going to Tennessee, which is probably going to be a little better. They'll be in Nashville, so that's a plus. They'll be at the War Memorial Auditorium. But even then, I mean, they are not selling a ton of tickets here. And it's just the matches. I'm looking at it, and the biggest match on here, I can't even pick a big match because there isn't a big match on here at all. I mean, the main event is Rocky Romero, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson against Chase Owen, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa. That is the main event of the show in Nashville. I mean, these matches are nothing that I wouldn't pay to go see these matches. I went to the show in Boston because they had Kota Ibushi, Kazuchika Okada, and Tanahashi on one side of the ledger versus, I believe it was a Bullet Club faction. I'm going to want to see that because I wanted to see Okada and Ibushi and Tanahashi, and Naito was there too, and Sonata and Jay White, and it's like, okay, what are they doing? This makes absolutely no sense. I would not bother paying to go to this show, even if it was like right down the road from me. The tickets are overpriced for as well. I think front row they're asking like $200 for what is essentially a house show, and then like even like 5 rows back they're still asking $90, and then like on the corners they're asking like $60. So like, and then the cheapest tickets, there's only one cheap ticket left. So all of the $30 tickets or $35 tickets were all sold. But yeah, it's overpriced for what it is. It's a house show. It's a house show. There's no titles on the line. There are basically no champions there. The only champions there are going to be Juice Robinson and David Finlay, I believe, looking at this lineup. So I don't know what they are thinking when they're going through this. Just kind of looking through to see if there's any other champions here. And there are 0. The only champions are Juice Robinson and David Finlay. Every other champion are on the Japanese cards. So they're clearly overestimating the U.S. audience on what they're willing to go see. So the only serious match that's taking place in the U.S. is on the last day, and that's going to be on February 1st in Atlanta. And that is going to be FinJuice versus GOD. So they're basically going to have a rematch for the titles in Atlanta. I'm guessing FinJuice is going to retain. There's really no reason. I don't even know if it's not on the TV schedule, so I don't even know if they're going to bother filming it and putting it up. But it's not even on like the video on demand schedule as of 2 days ago when I looked while I was typing these notes up. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing. No Okada, no Naito. Why would that? It's like those are the 2 biggest stars over there right now, and you don't have them coming. They're staying in Japan, which is bad. So as far as big matches coming up, I already said in Sapporo on February 1st, the Never Open Weight Championship match going to be Shingo Takagi and Hiroki Goto. And then Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. on February 2nd for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight title. And then on the 6th of February, there's also the 6-man titles. There will be Robbie Eagles, Ishii, and Goto versus the current champions, Bushi, Evil, and Shingo Takagi. So, all right, that's the current. Yes, that's the current champion. So that's coming up on the 6th. But then the big show that's coming up that you're going to probably want to watch is the one on February 9th, which is the New Beginning Osaka. And that's going to have the biggest matches on it. They're going to have Sho and Yo versus Kanemaru and Desperado for the junior tag titles. Then Dragon Lee / Ryu Lee is going to be facing Hiromu Takahashi for the junior heavyweight championship. So I am really looking forward to that match. And then the other match that I'm really looking forward to, Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki for the U.S. championship. That is going to be a killer match. And then to round out that card, the final match is going to be a double championship match, Naito versus Kenta for the IC title and the heavyweight title. So he is defending both titles in this match against Kenta. So that is the big show, and that is kind of the show that they would have to do, somewhere in the US if they want to actually draw numbers, but I don't think their house shows are not going to do well. And I can't figure out why they would even think it's going to do well. But yeah, so that is what's coming up. Right now, I just logged into the Nashville ticketing, and they have so many tickets still available. It is insane. Wow. That is a lot of tickets. Yes, they have so many tickets that are still available, and I don't know what they're thinking doing it this way. So that is kind of sad. Somebody needs to get with them and let them know the U.S. audience will not do this stuff. If you're a major promotion and you do TV, you need to probably do some sort of decent card. I mean, look at AEW. AEW doesn't even bother doing house shows. WWE is losing money on house shows. Given the size of this promotion, New Japan can't do stuff like that because people are not going to go to their house shows. The house show business is down huge. You need to have something important has to happen at these matches. Just putting on some matches with really no stakes, nothing is at stake at all in 4 nights. There's nothing. They're just tag matches. They're just all multi-man matches. There's a couple inconsequential singles, but who cares? It's nobody big, and nothing's going to come out of whatever happens. It just does not work with a U.S. audience anymore. That's just the way it is. People want to go to the TV tapings. They want to go to the pay-per-views. They want to go to the big shows. They want to see title matches. They want to see dream matches. They want to see stars. And you leave Okada, Naito, Sonata, all the other champions at home in Japan, and you do not bring them to the United States, it's just not going to work. And they need to figure that out. And hopefully they figure it out soon before it's too late. Because if they keep going down this road all year, it's just going to be disappointment after disappointment. And I want New Japan to keep coming to the U.S., but they need to just have big shows over here in the U.S. They need to not run shows at the same time in Japan and the U.S. Take what they're going to run in Japan and run it in the U.S. Do some actual G1 matches in the U.S. Do one of your pay-per-views. Do Dominion in the U.S. If you did Dominion in the U.S., they could sell that. They could sell that out, no problem. You're gonna have, because everybody's gonna expect they're gonna have all the big titles are gonna be on the line. All the stars are going to be there. But you just can't do these house shows. That's just how it is. So that is what we're looking at so far in the near future. That's really all that's scheduled as far as matches and upcoming stuff. So February 9th is the show to be watching. because it's going to be 4 title matches that night. And you can probably pick up just watching the title matches from the 1st and the 2nd and the 6th. That's pretty much all I'm going to bother watching, probably, unless something comes out that something big happens, or I check the card and there might be another match worth watching. But that is it. So really, that's all we have for New Japan at this moment and what's coming up. Hopefully it works out, but time will tell. So thanks for sticking around with me. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will be going live with my AEW review in a few minutes. But other than that, if you're interested in being a co-host, be sure to give me a shout, Eric at that'swrestling.com. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can get this as a podcast, or if you're watching this or listening to this as a podcast, head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe and click the notification so you can find out when I'm going live and participate in the show either through the chat, or I guess that's it for now. But there we go. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. And I will see you next time on That's Wrestling. See you later, guys.